So, Mr. Kyle, you here because you had something shoved up your ass?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And what's the problem with this? You didn't like it?
They say home is where the heart is, so I wonder why a motherfucker always feeling heartless.
Welcome to another episode of Doubly Negative. As always, I'm Chris, here with my good friend Kyle. Kyle, how we doing?
Come on.
Yeah, I know. We're not doing well. Um, well, half of us isn't doing well. I'm doing okay.
You're doing great.
Yeah, I'm on a hot streak right now
I
of
see that.
feeling good. And it's because I'm actually being consistent with my diet. I'm going to the gym. I'm losing weight. Shirts are fitting a little better. I'm feeling a little more confident. The only thing I'm waiting on is for someone in my life that's not my wife to say, "You losing weight?" Just waiting for one of those interactions at the office, a friend. I'll be fishing for it today. I got a fantasy draft, so fingers crossed that someone says it there.
Fishing for it? Like, what
Not
are you gonna
fishing
do
for it, but
exactly?
I'll suck in like around and just try to get. I don't know.
You
Maybe
already
some.
do that though.
No, imagine I'm just doing the bodybuilder vacuum all day. There are some
Just
guys that actually do
posing.
that. Yeah,
You're just gonna pose the whole time.
I'll take this guy off the board.
Yeah.
Was that? If you're watching on the YouTube, I believe that's a sweat stain.
That's a big stain, man. That is undeniable.
I want to know. I want to point out that it's not. I don't know which is grosser. It's not sweat from me sweating right now. That's just like a residual sweat stain from the shirt being overused.
That sounds grosser.
You don't get that?
No, I don't think so. Like a permanent sweat stain because you've had so many sweat stains that it's just permanent. That's a thing?
We're gonna have to cut this. We got to cut this.
No.
No. Leave it in. No, it's one of those. I think it's because I run my clothes into the ground. Like I'll have shirts that I've had for years and years, and I just won't go shopping for myself.
Me too, man. I periodically think, and I've actually been thinking it like today about running clothes in particular. Just like I should get some clothes because, dude, all my clothes are either horrifically, like they were white, but they're not white anymore. Now they're just like tan or beige,
Yeah, see that's
or
grosser.
holes,
Yeah.
or just yeah. I mean the white turning into a different color isn't from like bodily waste though. That's from just repeated washings. I think it's
Mm.
not gross.
So a white shirt, where does it get the color from to turn a different color?
The
Kyle.
different colors because they don't separate them. You know, you're supposed to
Oh,
separate
oh,
white and color. It's in
oh,
laundry and in life. And
oh, easy.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Everybody knows I'm not serious about that. It was just
Wow.
too perfect.
I was thinking of making like a joke, and I was like, that's not funny.
I just did it for you.
And it was funny. So you nailed it. You nailed it.
It's fucked.
Yeah, so I got to get new clothes. And it doesn't come from me being cheap either. I think it just comes from me not I don't really spend money on myself. I don't know why.
I think it's like I think there's a number of reasons for me. It's like not a priority,
Yeah. There are
and
other
like I don't care that much. And so the cost, even though I don't care about the money too, it's not like a big cost, but any cost of money and time seems too big to justify doing it when like I don't care.
Yeah. And I feel like maybe I still spend money like a child. Like if I'm gonna spend money, I'd rather like buy cards.
Yeah.
I'm a kid. I have fucking yeah. I'll just go buy a pack of these, and it's like $100. So don't do that.
For me, unlike you, I'm never settled. So I could be in a different place month to month based on how I'm feeling. Like this place right now, I'm not really a big fan of. So for me, any money I spend, like I'm always trying to conserve money because I'm just like, this could put me in a nicer living situation. Always. That's like, I don't know where I'm going to be. An extra $100 could mean the difference between a place that smells like cat piss like this and a place that doesn't.
Oh no, it
So,
smells like cat piss, and that's stray cat piss too. That's not like domesticated house cat piss.
I don't know. I'm thinking the person before me had cats. It was a
Oh.
lot worse when I first moved in. I actually paid to deep clean the bed, and they cleaned the sofa, and then I sprayed a bunch of shit everywhere. So it's like it's a lot better than it was, but still I get whiffs of it, and it's like,
Is it
it's just
better than it was because you cleaned it, or is it better because you're used to it? And are you
I
taking
mean,
this cat piss smell out in public with you?
I don't know.
You're gonna have to go find out. You're gonna have to do what you did in Texas, where you were like forcing yourself to go out and be social and talk to people. Do that. Well, they won't tell you right off the rip.
Just be like, do I smell like anything in particular? I'll give you $5 if you guess right.
Yeah.
And then they're incentivized to give the true answer.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. That
Yeah.
would be funny, and you should film it, and we can put it on the W Negative Instagram, which might make a comeback.
I'm probably not going to do that. It sounds like fun, but that also sounds awful. And
Yeah.
then I'm losing $5 for getting called
We just talked about
disgusting.
not wanting to buy clothes, and you have to willingly go out and ask people if you smell like cat piss.
I don't want to buy new clothes. I want to pay people to tell me what my clothes right now smell like.
Yeah,
because
no,
it's not
exactly.
nice.
Rather than go get new clothes.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is too funny. But yeah, we've kind of diverted a little bit. I don't know where we were, but the sweat stain threw us off. That's why.
Well, you're saying that you're a stairmaster.
Yeah, I've been on the Stairmaster. I'm putting at least a couple hours a week on the Stairmaster with soccer. You know, eating better, even doing like push-ups and crunches before bed for the fuck of it. Just really motivated right now. Ah,
That's great, dude.
My mother-in-law's
Proud of you.
calling. Should we bring her on the pod?
Who is it?
My mother-in-law.
Yeah, of course.
No, we're not gonna do that. She's it's her birthday. I just left her a voicemail. So what's going on with you, Kyle?
Well, you already know.
Yeah.
I had the breakup yesterday.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I felt it too. Like when you messaged me, I went, ah. I like put like my hand on my head at work because I don't like what this situation is where it's gonna put you mentally and probably even physically.
I don't know. I've had a little bit of a shift actually that seems positive.
Really?
Yeah, I mean the breakup itself was awful. And I hate causing her pain, it was a lot of pain. A lot. And I'm definitely feeling it right now too. But in regards to my behaviors, it's like I had a shift of, I don't know, I think I was dealing with like premature guilt or something, like almost like I started going through it first because I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Because I've been debating it for a while now, and I guess I kind of knew it had to happen, and I was not taking care of myself. I was kind of like maybe purposely not taking care of myself. Like I deserved to feel bad, so I would, eat really bad food and just be on my phone all the time, or like just kind of check out of life. And now I kind of feel like I don't know if it's fear of going even lower or if it's like enough is enough, but like you wanted me to run today and I did. I went on a run. So that's my first exercise in, I don't know, a week and a half maybe. And like I definitely had the thought before it happened, like maybe I'm just going to break up and then drink a bunch of alcohol and eat McDonald's or something. And I thought that was definitely a possibility, and it was, but I didn't. And I don't want to. It's almost like I know that's going to bring me lower, and I just don't want that. So I don't know. Maybe it'll change and I'll go down again. But right now, anyway, it seems like I can start to kind of pick myself up. I don't know.
I feel like after a breakup or something that really puts you down, you can take like one of those two paths where it's like you can, start running and start taking care of yourself, and vice versa. You could start eating McDonald's, drinking a lot, and you can do like you can get caught and get stuck on one of those paths. So it's good that you jump started it with the running. Just make sure you do that for a couple of days and don't, I don't know, just the exercise, staying busy, you know, meditating, clearing your head, something you got to do. I don't think it's a bad thing, if you decide to gorge yourself a little bit, like some alcohol and some McDonald's, whatever the fuck you want. Like that's all right. You feel good, your comfort food, you might need that. But don't make it a habit.
Ultimately, I'm gonna do whatever I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
But so far, it seems like it seems like my inclination is to do the things that are healthier. And like tomorrow, I wanna run again. And there's a running group that I mentioned a couple times before that I ran
Yeah.
with a few times. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I think I'd like to get into running deeper than I have in a while. Like running was a big part of my life
You
a
were really
while
good at
ago.
it too.
I was okay.
That's how we
Yeah,
became friends.
yeah. And I don't know. I think maybe I don't want to speak too soon, but I do think I'm going to go to that running group tomorrow, and they meet all the fucking time. Like I'm in a group chat that they added me to, and I don't even open it. I haven't opened it for months because they added me months ago, but they run it almost every day, just different places. So it's always an option, and I think it's probably a good thing for me to do.
Do you think you could ask one of them if you smell like cat piss?
That's a good idea. I think I could. And they're a rowdy group. They have names for each other, like cunt and sex worker and stuff. They all give each other nicknames like that. I don't know if you ever heard of this group,
Yeah,
the
no,
Hash
yeah.
House Harriers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you've talked about them a few times.
yeah.
Do
So
you
yeah, I
already
think they
have
would
an
enjoy that.
do you already have a nickname?
I don't.
Well, I I don't know if you want to lead with cat piss then. Maybe get your nickname and then ask if you smell like
If
cat
my
piss.
nickname is Cat Piss, then I'm okay with that. Actually, that's fine. Could be worse.
It would be funnier if you were like if you did my suggestion and you waited to get your nickname and then you brought up the cat piss thing and they'd be like, "Well, we know your nickname's this, but we've been calling you cat piss since you joined."
Behind your back. Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be probably catastrophic actually, because no one likes to hear that. We've been talking behind the scenes and you smell like a cat's piss. Yeah, but you
the
gotta keep up the running, go to that group, keep yourself accountable, try to get involved more in the group if you can, as far as just like being active in that group chat and just having people to talk to. Because I'm sure it can get lonely out there when you're not close to family. You can't just go to your mom's house, go see your sister.
I'm
So
strongly
it's
considering coming home.
really,
Very strongly. I talked to my mom about an hour ago, and she mentioned it, and I had already been kind of mulling it over. And I don't know, man. I've been out here for about a year and a half, and I try not to go more than 2 years without coming home.
yeah,
And I don't know. It's feeling like it might be a good time.
yeah. Be closer to friends and family. I think that would be a good idea. And hey, we could even get some in-person recordings in.
That's right. That's right.
We'll have some fun. Play some soccer, play some footy, get some drinks.
One idea I had, going through this thing and thinking about pain is I don't know, it's kind of like a thought I had. I'm sure it's not new. People must talk about this, but what if everything in life balances out totally in terms of pleasure and pain? Like, for example, if you have a relationship that's kind of lukewarm the whole time, like you're just okay with each other, and then you break up, it's probably going to be lukewarm because you're not totally attached. But like the
That makes
more
sense.
pain you feel, maybe that's because you loved each other, or
The more
you had
attached you were to the
really
person.
great times. Yeah. And then I was thinking, like, is it like that with everything? Like, you do heroin and you get that huge burst of pleasure, but then it's like a pretty, like, credits and debts, almost like a pluses and minuses. Do they equal out? almost with everything. And that's kind of what I've been thinking about, just because, yeah, just thinking about like, I guess trying to make sense of it all and trying to like put the pain in perspective. And it's like, well, if I hurt this much, if she hurts that much, then it means it must have been really good. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, same for you. You're hurting as well. You guys clearly loved each other. You're attached. I mean, you still do love each other. It's not like it just goes away after one day when you call it quits. It's someone you spent a lot of time with. It's someone you shared a lot of memories with. It's someone that was a daily person in your life for was over a year, right?
I heard someone talk about how breakups prepare you for death. And it's like, I guess it could be any major transition, but when you're in something, you kind of, that is you, that is your life. And then when you lose it, especially like a really important relationship, it can feel like dying almost. Like
Yeah.
it's loss, it's huge loss. And I don't know, that stuck with me. I've been thinking about that too.
I'll never forget the feeling of, with the dog Michelle and I had before Ollie Mezet, when he had got sick, really, really sick when he turned like around 2 years old. And we like did everything we could to get him back to health. It was leptospirosis. It's something that attacks the kidneys and makes them pretty much not be able to function. So it was like a whole like week and a half long thing where he spent a week at forgot the vet. It's in East Greenwich, but they do like overnight care. It's a 24-hour vet. And then we got to take him home and he was showing signs of not improving. They were like, yeah, he's good to go home. Because we spent like $6,000 for that week. And we were able to take him home. They're like, you have to do this, 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 whatever. He wasn't doing well. I was up all night with him. So I took him back the next morning and we ended up having to put him down that morning. And I'll never forget that feeling of me and Michelle walking back into our apartment. And it didn't even feel like our apartment anymore. We had to leave. We were like, we're so used to seeing this guy here. He's not here and he's never going to be here again. We couldn't stay in the apartment. We left. We didn't not move, but like we kind of just dropped our stuff off and just went and drove around because we couldn't be home.
So you did go home that same night, or you went somewhere else?
I don't even remember. I don't know if we stayed out somewhere. Maybe we went to a hotel, but we could not go to the apartment for
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
tough.
that makes perfect sense. I mean, that's definitely.
Then you walk in and you see like reminders like, oh, there's his toys that we don't have use for. There's his leash that we can't walk him with.
Yeah. I think that's why people do things in these transitions. Like a lot of girls, when they go through breakups, they cut their hair.
Yeah.
Or, I'm thinking about moving home again. It's like you gotta, I don't know, move on is too cliche, too trite. I mean, it's something different. It's like you can't be who you were anymore. It's too painful. Like walking in and seeing your dog's toys. It's just too painful. You can't accept that. So instead you just change.
Yeah. And you know what? Girls get a lot of flack for that, cutting their hair after breakup. Like you see memes about it. It's like that makes perfect sense. I would do the same thing, but I have no hair to cut. Okay?
You cut your hair every 2 weeks anyway.
No, no, I don't. It's actually every like couple months.
All right.
And important to note with the move on thing, I was tearing up talking about Mezit there, and it's been like 4 years. So
Yeah,
it stays with you.
of course.
It's not as easy. Like there's always that little piece. Like people say, "Oh, move on, you'll forget about it." Like there's still you take a little piece of that heartbreak with you until the day you die. I think. Obviously, I'm only 31 years old, young as shit, but who knows? Will I still be thinking about this dog, or just using the dog as an example, or other pieces of when you get your heart broken, I feel like you carry that with you. It gets easier to deal with, but it's always with you.
Of course, it's like it's trauma.
Yeah, and
It's
it kind
real
of
trauma.
molds. Well, I feel like those traumas mold you a little bit. Like even being able, like I feel like you develop a thicker skin.
Yeah.
You develop a little bit of a thicker skin.
Yeah, man. I've been like the same by the same token, like I don't want to eat McDonald's right now. I don't want to do the same time wasting things on my phone. So in those same moments when I'm on my phone, like I don't feel like playing the same games. I don't feel like, whatever. I've been listening to YouTube like Alan Watts. Do you know him?
I've heard the name.
Yeah, he was this really, really good philosophical speaker. Pretty sure he's dead now, but he was like really into Eastern philosophy and meditation and stuff. And his talks really help. But anyway, one thing that he was talking about that I just thought of now is like, oh my God, I completely lost it. Absolutely lost it.
Unbelievable.
What was the last thing you said?
Carrying that piece of heartbreak with you.
I can't believe I completely lost it. How embarrassing.
All right, moving on. How's your dick? No, I'm just kidding. We could go
Completely
to
ineffectual.
yeah, gathering dust. What if we moved on to the who's your what's it's our listeners' new favorite segment,
Yeah, we could do that. Relationship
relationship
advice.
advice. Unless we want to still talk about this. Do you have anything more to say? Any closing words on this segment?
I really wish I could think of what I was talking about.
Right now is one of those times where, you're going to be processing a lot of things. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be blaze, but you got to go through the process and, figure it out. I'm sure now you don't have the clearest head in the world because of the trauma that you're going through.
Maybe I've just demonstrated that.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where you need to fully process it and, get to that finish line of, I don't know, I guess back to normal. Your normal baseline. We talk about baselines a lot here, or we haven't in a while, but get back to that baseline of back to Kyle.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll probably be a little while, and I don't know. I'm thinking a lot about her too. I hope
Yeah,
she's okay.
that's also a tough part, like breaking up with someone. It's like you never want to make anyone feel that way.
I think that's probably the biggest part for me right now.
Yeah.
Just this tremendous guilt, and I don't know. I've already kind of talked it over with my mom and Steve and anybody who will listen, really. And everybody says the really good things, like the really wise things, like, of course, it's normal to feel guilty, but ultimately, you're trying to do the best thing for both of you. And there's no good way to do it. It had to happen. All the blah blah blah, and I can hear those things and I can agree with them in the moment, but it's just this tremendous feeling of guilt.
Yeah, it doesn't make it any easier. Like, I think
Yeah.
one of the first things I said to you was like, there's literally nothing I can say to make the situation better. It just sucks. You just gotta, it is what it is.
Yep. So let's move on from my relationship troubles and talk about somebody else's. Is that the plan?
Let's do it. I also want to say I'm fully supportive of you coming back. I got a pull-out couch.
Oh
It's
wow.
got your
Okay.
name on it.
Oh, thank you.
If
I
you need
appreciate that.
you want a little break from the parents, you want to crash here, that is on the table. So
No, I really do appreciate that, man. Thank you.
couch won't be the only thing pulling out.
Hey, well, I hope it is. Right? What?
No, I said it won't be the only thing pulling out. Oh,
Oh, so
you want me to keep it.
Cream pie, yeah.
Gotcha.
But you're talking about pulling out your dick. Okay, we're on the same page now.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. All right.
Yep.
We can move on. Do you want to read it?
I'll give it a shot.
All right.
Okay. I don't see the title. Do you remember the title?
I cut it off like an asshole.
Hmm.
Oh, girlfriend. It was like girlfriend not holding up her end of the deal.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, title. Girlfriend not holding up her end of the deal. That is correct.
Yeah.
Text. I'm a big fan of anal and have practiced it with former partners. Now, my current girlfriend has never done it, so I brought up the idea and asked if she'd be interested. No, never will I do that. Why does she speak like Dr. Seuss or something?
Yeah. She's
No,
actually from the 1800s.
never will I do that.
She's from the 1800s.
Never will I accept something in that region of mine.
You crass fool.
Okay, so she says, no, never will I do that. Not even once to try? No. Okay, let me know if you change your mind. And then she says, I would only do that if I could play with your butt too.
Ass play.
So that is something I had never tried, but I'd be willing to do anything once. I went and bought lube and read lots of info about male anal stimulation and such in preparation. I go over to her house and I'm excited to give it a go.
So can I
let her
just
play with
step in here? Sorry.
Please.
This guy is so desperate to stick it in her back door. He's like, put whatever you want. Anything. He went to the store like right after she said that.
I was thinking the same thing. He's so into it.
He loves the back door.
He spent hours researching about it. And yeah, like you said, he bought lube. He's down.
Yeah. No, he's like, whatever you need, do it.
and that only gets reinforced by the next time measurement, by the way. I'm already laughing before I read it.
Okay.
All right. I go over to her house and I'm excited to give it a go. I let her play with my butthole for a solid 30 minutes, and I wasn't a huge fan. He wasn't a huge fan, but he did it for 30 minutes.
He decided after a half hour,
Not a huge fan.
Not for me.
And he says, oh, no, I'm sorry, this is in parentheses. For a solid 30 minutes, parentheses, wasn't a huge fan, but alas, a deal is a deal.
I like this guy.
I like both of them. They both talk like very like alas. No, never will I do that.
But alas, a deal's a deal. He holds up his end of the bargain, dude.
Now I tell her that it's her turn, and she says no. So naturally, I'm a little upset. I know she can retract consent whenever she wants. Well worded, my sir. He knows his audience. He knows exactly who he's talking to, and he used the right word, consent.
Yeah, the Reddit lawyers will go for him.
I know she can retract consent whenever she wants, but I just did something for her pleasure, and now she won't hold up her end of the deal. How should I talk to her about this? I'm still hazy on who is in the wrong. Should I read the edit now, or should we react first?
We'll wait for the edit. So we'll react, and we'll read the edit and see if it comes in. One thing I want to say is, imagine being in a situation where you're getting something done to you, and you go, "Oh, I don't like that. Let me do it to you."
Huh.
That's selfish. I don't like that. Let me do it to you. You're gonna love it. Deal's a deal.
I can understand that.
Like, for instance, okay, let's try this gross snack. You try it, you throw up, and you go, Like, you know how they have those things for like viral videos? Oh, here's the hot chip. You eat the hot chip. I'll do it if you do it. Eats the hot chip. The guy's puking for a half hour in severe pain. All right, you're up, bro.
Yeah, true, but a deal is a deal.
Yeah,
and
yeah, alas.
And also, I mean, it's not exactly a 1-to-1. I mean, I know the anal thing is kind of a 1-to-1, but like, I mean, you don't want to suck a dick.
No,
but
it's not for me.
But so I don't know. When I first read it, my first thought was like, I don't condone rape, but if there was ever a situation in which someone was basically asking for it,
she specifically asked not for it. She did not ask for it. He was
a deal is a deal, Chris.
He was begging for it.
I wonder if this would hold up in court. Like, Okay.
Insert Judge
Consent-
Judy music. Dun 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 dun. And we'll talk about it. We'll role play. You're the guy that just had stuff up his butt. I'm Judge Judy.
You just played the Law and Order music, I'm pretty sure.
I did, sure did. Okay. I don't know the Judge Judy music.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah. All right. So I'll be Judge Judy. You be the guy that
Okay.
just had stuff in his butt.
Okay.
I'll put my glasses on. So, Mr. Kyle, are you here because you had something shoved up your ass?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And what's the problem with this? You didn't like it? You tried it.
Your Honor, that's irrelevant. My partner and I.
Excuse me. This is my court. I will hold you in contempt.
Your Honor, I apologize. I
Proceed.
think. Thank you, Your Honor. I think what matters here is that, Your Honor, my girlfriend and I engaged in a verbal contract prior to the acts. The
Where is
verbal
this contract?
clearly
Where is-
stated.
Where is this contract? Where is this contract?
Your Honor, I'm under the impression that verbal contracts are binding in the state of Rhode Island.
So what you're telling me is you have no proof.
I do not have proof.
Present your case.
She agreed that if she could play with my butt, quote unquote, then I would be able to play with hers. And after 30 minutes of her playing with my butt, which I did not like, but alas, a deal is a deal. She reneged on the contract, and I believe it was wrong.
Ma'am, were your fingers crossed at any point in this verbal contract? Yeah, I don't know. It's not holding up. Verbal? No, you need written. I'm losing the Judge Judy impression. It wasn't funny.
It was good for a little bit. I mean, it kind of lost it during my segment. It was too long, but it was. I thought it was good for a minute.
Okay, so I don't think it holds up in a court of law.
Yeah.
Verbal deals, and it also depends on. We don't have the defendant here. She couldn't make it. So
Okay, you know what though? I think you've kind of defended her, and I condoned rape, which obviously I'm joking about.
yes.
But to be fair, okay, at what point did she know that she was going to say no? Because she was doing it for 30 minutes. All right. You know, like, what is she even trying to do? Is she enjoying it, or is she trying to punish him, or what is she doing to where she can do it for 30 minutes and then still say no? I would have a problem with this if I were him too.
I mean, unless he's going, no, not for me. And she's like, no, try it. At least a half hour. That's what we said.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, how did this go down exactly?
I also want to know how long they've been together for, because in relationships, especially new ones, you don't really know that much about each other. You know what I mean? So she might just be doing that, like, oh, I don't know, he likes this, like, I don't know. You don't know how he reacts to certain things.
I'd say it's got to be relatively new, because
Yeah.
this guy seems so into the butt stuff that I refuse to believe that he would have lasted even a week without asking for it.
They've been together for 3 days.
They just met at the bar.
Yeah. They're like, I love you. No, they fell in love over. They were on MDMA and they were like, I fucking love you too. I fucking love you too.
Hi, my name's Bob. Do you do butt stuff? Because I've practiced it with former partners.
And yeah, that's his pitch. Yeah, that's one of those things. I don't know. The whole situation, the fact that it was going on for 30 minutes before, and then she just said nah, and she said she would. That is a good point you raise. When did you know you were going to say no?
I think I think it makes me lose respect for her too. And I can actually say this with a great example, because the great Patrice O'Neill, who I've lauded, I think is the word. Like, I've given him so much praise. I love that guy. He's dead now, but he's one of the greatest philosophers and comedians. Anyway, there was one radio show on Opie and Anthony where Dr. Z came in, and she was the author of this book, and she's this, I think, psychologist. Anyway, she was kind of sexual too. She showed her tits, and they were talking about anal, and she was trying to say, like, anal is great for guys. It's like one of the best pleasures men can have. And he's like, no. Anyway, long story short, over the course of a few hours, they kind of made a deal. They made the same fucking deal, actually. Dr. Z said, I will let you do something to me if I can play with your ass. She wanted to put a strap on in Patrice's ass. And he said, you go first, you do it, and I'll do it too. And that's exactly what happened, except he did the same thing the girlfriend did. Dr. Z held up her end, and then it was his turn, and he goes, fuck no. And everybody laughed, and they said, Patrice wins again. And that was cool. And me, as a big fan of Patrice, I was like, man, that was weak.
Yeah.
Like, that was shitty. I think that's like
that is really shitty.
Really poor.
Yeah. Just knocking the other party down a peg, really.
Yeah, it's complete disrespect for a deal. I mean, that's going to ruin trust. And I mean, I know this is all about ass play, and it's like, it's got this kind of air to it. Like, oh, it's not that serious. But I don't know. It kind of is serious. Like, if I were him,
there are boundaries, especially sexual boundaries, that you just can't cross with someone if they don't want to do it.
Well, I'm kind of saying the other way. It's like, she kind of agreed to do it, and now she's going back on it. I don't like it. If I'm him, I'm pretty upset.
The real fault happens where she agrees to do it. If that's a boundary, be strong in your boundary. And like I said, if it is a new relationship, someone she's trying to like please and stuff, like someone she wants to be with, and she's saying that because out of fear of losing him, that's another thing that plays into it. I'm doing this because, like, on a less severe example, Michelle was like, yeah, I like soccer. Yeah. When we first started dating, she came and played soccer, had no fucking clue what she was doing, but she went out and like played because she wanted to hang out with me and do something I enjoyed in order to impress me. If it's in the courting stage of the relationship, that's tough. You feel pressure.
That's true, and that's great too to bring up other examples, because this same example works without the ass stuff. Like,
yeah,
okay,
it doesn't have to be.
I would love to go to this restaurant. Do you want to go to this restaurant with me? Yeah, but you know what? Go to this restaurant with me first. Okay, you go to that restaurant. Okay, let's go to this restaurant. No, fuck you.
Yeah,
fuck you.
I wouldn't be happy with that.
Yeah, fuck you. I don't know. I don't know if it would necessarily be a deal breaker. I don't know if I would break up with her, but I would definitely see her in a very negative light for this.
Yeah. It's just sexual boundaries are tough.
But like, for not even trying it, like she did it to him for 30 minutes.
Even if they started
not
small,
even trying it.
It doesn't have to be. Nope, we're not talking penetration here. That's something I think it's important to note. Well,
yeah, fuck the boundary stuff, honestly.
We'll scratch the surface.
It's a boundary thing if it's a boundary thing, but she was willing to say it wasn't a boundary. Like, okay, we can do it. And then she totally took that away. Yeah, fuck that. I definitely do not put any blame on him in the situation.
All right, it's time to read the edit. Oh, I wish we had some of the comments, dude. We'd have to dig for it. I need to start sharing rather than screenshotting. I'll share it because.
Did you read them? Do you remember?
No. I think I just saw that.
Shit, dude. I think we should actually search it out, because there's 2 edits and the second one's cut off.
I fucked up. All right, you start reading the edits. I'm gonna start looking for.
Yeah, please. Okay, edit number 1. Okay, guys, I want to clear some things up. Number 1. Number one. Anal isn't a deal breaker. I don't need it. I'm just a big fan. Well, I guess when he's doing it to other people. I'm not asking for advice on how to convince her. I've accepted the fact that it isn't happening. I don't intend to let this one incident ruin my relationship. LOL. Number 2. I'm more upset as to how this speaks to her character. She manipulated me into doing something just to back out after I did my part. I 100% agree. I like this guy. Number 3. Her reasoning for backing out is the following. Oh, wow. Her reasoning for backing out is the following. I just never expected you as a man to accept it up your ass, so I agreed. Wow. She's looking really poorly now. Have you been paying attention to this?
Yes. Yeah.
Edit number 2 is going to be interesting too, but I can't read all of it. Are you making any progress?
No.
Well, I'm just gonna say that we can put I'll cut this part out. We can search for it. So I think it's important we find it. Got it.
You got it?
That's a good tip, by the way. Oh shit, it is removed.
No,
I
no,
can still
scroll
see the
down, scroll
comments.
down. And you can see because they'll remove it and
Oh,
then it'll
yeah.
put there because
Yeah,
it reaches like
yeah,
a
yeah.
certain thread.
Yeah, so here's a tip, by the way, for anyone with Google. This one has helped me a lot of times finding movies, songs, stuff like this. What you do is you just put it in quotation marks and you put any sentence. So I just put a sentence from this post into quotation marks and it came up. So that's a Google tip. All right. Chris, you ready for edit number 2?
Ready?
I want to propose this question to everyone. If we had done it in the opposite order and we did anal on her first and then I backed out when it was my turn, it would obviously make me an asshole, right? Why is it any different?
That's
Keep
a
in
good
mind,
point.
she proposed this idea.
That's a good point.
Edit number 3, final edit. I'm done trying to explain myself.
He's clearly getting ripped apart in the comments.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to. I'm done trying to explain myself. I'm just gonna grow up and accept I'm in the wrong. I'll take y'all's advice and apologize. Really? I can't wait. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the comments too. This was never really about the anal, and I think a lot of people got too hung up on that. It was a question of trust. I trusted her to do something she was excited about to me, and the assumption that she would hold up her end. I shouldn't have assumed. I'm wrong.
He's fucking pissed. All right. Top comment.
You told her you'd be willing to try it, bought all the supplies, and then went to her house excited to give it a go. She may have easily misconstrued this as something you indeed wanted. LOL.
Maybe.
No, that's just what is that comment for? That's bullshit. It's like, what does that have to do with the deal? Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. I hate Reddit.
She
Okay,
probably never expected though, honestly, like, oh yeah, well, as long as I can do it to you first. Then all of a sudden he's like, all right, be right back. Runs to the store.
At what point should she have informed him that she wasn't going to hold up her end of the deal? Should it have been before she started, or should it have been in the first minute of the anal, or should it have been in minute 29 of her finger up her? Yeah, come on.
Minute 15.
Second highest comment. She doesn't want it. Let it be. And then so many are like, this is the answer. They're missing the point. This isn't about anal.
This isn't about anal.
It's not. Oh, here's your comment, Chris.
I commented.
So you didn't really enjoy it, but you wanted her to do it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's fair, but in the context of deals, it just doesn't work for me.
A deal's a deal.
Deal's a deal.
That's
all right. Here's another high one.
There's the title when we're thinking about what we're gonna post it as. The deal's a deal.
Deal's a deal. Okay. Okay. This one seems reasonable, but I've only read the first sentence. You can't make deals like this where sex, human bodies, and emotions and consent are concerned. Anal is your fantasy. You only agreed to it for her pleasure. No, you only agreed to do it not for her pleasure, but because you wanted anal in return. That's not for her pleasure. That's for yours. She was never interested in doing anal stuff to you, and I think you know she only said it because she thought you'd never agree, but you're immature and stubborn, and you wanted anal with her, so you let her do it. I think you have to just grow up a bit and stop trying to pressure your partner to sex act she doesn't want to do. You said you respect consent, but you literally heard your girlfriend say, no, never going to do it, and then you continue to pressure her.
That's the top. That should be the top comment. That's logical.
It's just treating her like a kid. I don't know. Are we going to treat women like children? Like, I mean, there's a valid point here where maybe you shouldn't make deals.
And the other point is she said no and you wouldn't stop asking. Stop.
Okay, well, we don't really know. Well, I want to go back. How much did he actually pester her? Okay, from the conversation we're given, who knows if this is accurate? I'll repeat again. No, never will I do that. Not even once to try? No. Okay, let me know if you change your mind. I would only do that if I could play with your butt too.
It is kind of childish. You first.
By who?
Her. You first.
He didn't pester her.
Well,
He
who
literally
knows?
said,
we don't know how long this has been going on for.
we have to take it at face value, Chris.
Taking things on
These
the
comments are
internet
taken at face value.
True.
I don't know. I'm just gonna read one more. Let's see. Oh, this is fair. Why did you say, I know she can retract consent whatever she wants, if you obviously think it's unfair that she's retracting consent? I don't think you actually believe what you said.
Boom.
Yeah.
She can retract consent whenever she wants. She retracted it. I think when he's saying that, he means more of during the act. He wanted to at least get a finger in there before she said no.
I maybe I would also take it like this. It's like, I know she can retract consent whenever she wants, and she did, and he didn't rape her. So that means he did respect that she didn't retract, that she did retract consent, but he's feeling good about it.
Like
he's
he
not
said,
feeling good about the way it happened.
It's not about the anal, it's about the deal.
Yeah. I don't know. My final thoughts is I have nothing against this guy at all, and I think she acted pretty poorly, and I'm disgusted that he's being called childish. I'm really taking a hard stance there.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they're both assholes. If this was an "Am I the asshole?" everybody.
He's not an asshole. How is he an asshole?
Just get over it, dude. At the end of the day,
get over it. She made a deal and she backed out on it.
Yeah.
Get over what?
I know, but
she lied to him. I mean, we always talk about trust, dude. We always talk about trust in relationships, communication.
That's the problem. Their communication sucks. Both of them.
Her communication. What? No, his
okay.
Communication
All right.
was
No,
great.
okay. All right. You're right. You're right. I stand corrected. He was clear, concise, went through with it. Her communication sucks.
Yeah.
There it is. You gotta be.
How
explicit.
Is he immature?
He's not immature. You got to be explicit with what you want. He's getting called immature because he's seemingly pitching a fit about butt stuff.
So what?
Yeah,
man. You know what? I think this is a good spot as any. This is a good spot as any. I think the way our society is getting, we're just so concerned or so disconcerted about men. Like, men are just always wrong. And I don't know. I got to say, honestly, I think your instinct here was just like, oh, the guy's wrong. Like, why? Why is the guy wrong?
I just think with sex stuff, it gets too dicey.
It's because we're always afraid of being wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear that. You don't want to be painted as an asshole. And I feel like if there's a scale of how dickish or asshole-ish we can be, our scale is a lot larger. It can go up a lot higher.
And it's like we start in the middle by default.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I hate those hate all men.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, man.
Yeah. Oh, fuck guys. I hate guys. Why?
I don't know. And
that's dumb. We got shit on for throwing a blanket statement out there that wasn't as severe. And these people throwing out blanket statements over gender, a specific gender, I feel like no one gives a fuck.
Yeah. And I don't
know. I think on the other side,
yeah,
you can hate me if you want. I don't give a fuck. If you don't like me because I'm a guy, I don't want to talk to you anyway.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course. But it's more pervasive than that because, dude, I mean, your response to this was like anti-guy, and I don't know why.
Well, it wasn't anti-guy. It was just like, as far as sexual boundaries go, I mean, the sex stuff, like, I ended up landing on she sucks at communication and he's not an asshole. That's in his mind. He was just doing what she said was okay. That's all. I still think she's like, don't suggest that. Don't suggest that ever. She's in the wrong for even suggesting it. It shouldn't even got to the point where there was a question of okay, this is going to happen for me, then it's going to happen for you. It shouldn't have never got there. It's her
Yeah.
fault for going through with it. It's her fault for going through with it.
And I really hate like it feels like the common narrative is so again black and white. And I don't think I read this one out loud. But okay, so here's the last comment. Why did you say I know she can retract consent when she wants? If you obviously think it's unfair, I don't think you actually believe that. And then the guy responded and he said, because there's a gray area with the transactional aspect of the situation. If we had done it the other way around, we did anal on her first, and then I backed out, I'd be an asshole. And then someone commented,
That's like
there is
taking
no
advantage.
gray area.
That's taking advantage of like you said, if it's like backwards, it seems like he'd be taking advantage of her.
Yeah. Yeah.
But is she really taking advantage of him if she doesn't even really like doing what she's doing? That's, you know what I mean? Like he's the one that's super dead set on getting this done. And she's the
I don't
one
think that
that's
matters.
compromising. I know.
But this is the comment that bothered me. And there's probably no clear way for me to say. I'm probably not articulate enough to say this, so I'm just gonna sound awful. But this is the comment that bothers me. So he said part of his comment was there's a gray area with the transactional aspect of the situation. And the response was there is no gray area with consent ever. I get that you're pissed because you didn't get what you want. Let it go. And I just don't think that's correct. There is no gray area with consent. There's gray areas with everything.
Do you think
I mean, we can talk.
you would feel this passionate about it if she didn't go through with the act? If they got there, he bought all the stuff, got there, and she was like, I really don't think I can do it. What would your thoughts be? If she didn't
No, that would be okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
That's where it should have stopped.
Of course.
That's yeah. I mean, the problem is should have never got to the point it got to.
But she let it get to that point. She pushed it into his ass.
Yeah.
At that point.
No, agreed. So I understand why he's upset.
And somehow he's the asshole.
I understand why he's upset.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. So a deal's a deal.
Yeah.
I know. I she should have never let it get to that point. That's all we can really. It's her fault it got to that point.
That makes me mad, man. Makes me mad.
You'll see a lot of that on Reddit. It's all just what's gonna get me upvotes. Oh, vaccine good.
Yeah, that was also
like that.
the same thing too with me right now is like I can't stay on Reddit for very long because it affects me more. Like the that type of response and seeing what everybody said. Like there's a lot of like idiots in cars, like a video of a car crash or something, and everybody's immediately like, people are so stupid. This guy's in like that like strong black and white, like tribal thinking. It's like it's really
Gross.
It's gross. I really don't like it.
Yeah. Unless the person's doing something that's really, really ridiculously stupid. Like I follow win stupid prizes, and that's just people doing like where you sit there and go, why would you do that?
Yeah.
But then you'll see something that get thrown on there. It's like, oh, what could go wrong? Driving on a highway, and the guy crashed. It's like, that happens. That's not a what could go wrong. That's a bad accident.
Yeah, and to be clear, like if your comment has some value, like if you're making a joke or something like that, it's the stuff that I really hate is like these people are so stupid. It's just like,
yeah.
There's so much of that too. Like people are stupid. What is that?
Well, we've been going for an hour. The deal's a deal, is what we found out.
Deal's a deal. You got a cookout later, right? Barbecue.
Yep, we're going a little bit of barbecue, and we're doing a fantasy draft.
Oh, that's nice. And you're gonna hopefully get a compliment.
Yeah, my lovely wife is going to be there as well. So the girls are coming to the fantasy draft this year. I think it's a
Sounds like a dumb idea.
No, I think it's a good idea. And it's nice. I want to say, as far as compromise go, my lovely wife, it's the weekend of our anniversary.
Oh,
right? We went out Friday night, had a nice dinner. I lost my voice on the way home because I was doing a Ja Rule impression because it sounds like he's getting stabbed whenever he's singing. And I was just
sure.
when I got a little buzz going and I'm DJing, I play the hits. You know, I got Belle Biv DeVoe going, some Ja Rule, Pretty Ricky. Like I'm the guy you want holding the aux when there's been drinking going down. I know what gets the car going.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. So you feel like, yeah, I would love to be in that. But it was a good time. But you know, her being like, yeah, we can do it. We can go to the fantasy draft. It's okay.
So was it a deal like, hey, if you go to the fantasy draft with me, I'll let you put stuff in my butt?
Yeah. So I'll let you know how I like it.
Nice.
No deal. It's just a hey. I feel like we don't really make too many deals in our relationship. I'll do this if you do that. We just do stuff together and we love it. We're picture perfect
Yeah,
couple.
I guess a deal does kind of imply that you're doing something you don't want to do, which
Yeah.
isn't ideal.
No, agreed. So I think she's excited, but we'll wrap it there. Kyle, text me whenever you need. Call me, whatever you need. I'm
I
here.
appreciate that. I may take you up on that.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm around. So we'll end it there. Any closing words, Kyle?
Nope.
All right. Me either. See you guys next time. Love you, Kyle.
Love you too, Chris.
This is life being bound to love.